All right, welcome to the interview segment. The spate of crime in Nigeria has remained a major challenge for successive governments at all levels. Nigeria is considered to be a country with high level of crime, ranking from 17th among the least peaceful countries in the world. Nigeria is the second country in Africa with the highest risk of genocide and the sixth worldwide. Today, we have in the studio Ambassador Emmanuel. He's the Director General of the Coalition of Nigerian Youth on Security and Safety Affairs. And now we are discussing about, he used to speak more on curbing and prevention of rising crime rates in Nigeria. Welcome to Daybreak Africa. It's nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
The truth is that crime is becoming as far as Nigeria is concerned. And it is so serious that as of today, in the annals of this country, we've never experienced the level of insecurity that we are experiencing today in the time past. And if we look at 1999 to date, Nigerian government has done all it could from its own end in terms of providing all that is needed. Is it in terms of money? Is it in terms of manpower? Is it in terms of technology and otherwise? But all efforts seems not to yield an effective result. And for some of us, we felt that curbing insecurity, especially from the youth perspective, it has more to do with a holistic empowerment.
Okay.
Now, if we get it wrong from the educational background, and we get it wrong in terms of effective skill acquisition, automatically the possibility of increase in crime will definitely be a thing of none in the society. Okay. Now, before now, we have the technical college where people goes to learn skills, being electricians and other forms of handwork, entrepreneurship. Myself and you, we agree that Nigerian government did not fully equip the technical college.
Because I was going to, you said something earlier that Nigeria is trying to put everything in place for the youth, and still you still have incessant crime rates. Because I was going to ask that, do you really think that Nigeria has put everything in place?
No, the truth is this, that putting things in place, as of today, more funds are being pumped into security than into developmental projects.
Okay.
Now, the question then goes, those that are managing or those that are at the ends of affairs to manage these funds for the purpose it is being sent out, how far have they delivered? Who is checkmating and asking questions? What feedback do the government get at the end of every budget allocated to security architecture of the country? So now, the government must know it is not enough to buy arms. It is not enough to buy healers for security agencies. Now, the preventive measure that the government is supposed to look into are being kept aside. Now, firstly, you get to understand that this set of youth that goes into this crime are from particular community. And in these communities, there is presence of DSSS in such local government. There is presence of Nigerian police in such local government. There is presence of civil defense in such local government. There is presence of NDLEA in such local government. Now, these people also have the intelligence department that estray nor vent some set of persons based on their activities in such locality. The question now is, how far have they gone to identify these kind of persons and also provide solutions that could a kind of reset back the mindset of these people, not to go into crime, but positively direct the skills, their intellect into productive mail.
Now, before we delve more into the security measures, there are different people with different perspectives about an issue. Now, what is your own perspective about the level of crime in Nigeria, really? Because if you ask some people, they'll tell you, oh, it's still just normal. It's still normal. It's not so high like that. And some people will tell you, oh, the world is about to come to an end. So what's your own perspective about this?
Yes, my perspective about crime is that crime is not an habit. It is influential. Something leads people to do what they ought not to do.
Yes.
I'm a graduate. I study computer engineering. And for 5 years, I'm at home. And I have knowledge to use that particular skill I've acquired at the course of what I study as computer engineer. And I can kind of manipulate things as far as computer is concerned. The government is not giving me the enabling environment. And one Yahoo boy come and say, oh, guy, if you can help me to create an app that can do this and do that, I'll give you 10 million. And for the past 5 years, I've not seen 100,000. You think I will not fall? Because of the offer, I'll be lured. I'll be influenced.
Yes.
I'll be drawn into it, especially when I see those that I have left school ahead of them that are doing some of these criminal activities. And they are building houses, they are using expensive cars, they are living okay. The question I will ask myself is, do I want to leave my family in perpetual poverty? So these are things that lead people into crime. So crime is not, from my own perspective and understanding, crime is not a habit, it's not a character, but crime is influential. Now, what creates room for crime to strive? Number one, when there is an institution that aids it. For instance, I am arrested by EFCC. I dubiously defrauded somebody of 100,000. And EFCC arrested me and granted me bail of 80,000. I still have 20,000.
20,000.
Now, at the cost of that bail, I would have befriended 1 or 2 officials. And with that, I will be at liberty to a kind of move further to look for whom I can defraud of 300,000. And when I get that 300,000, for me not to be rearrested, those I have gotten as friends within the cycle, I can easily spend about 150,000 for them. And the point is this: what is the salary of that security personnel? Whereby I am collecting 60,000 as salary, and somebody is offering me 150,000 at a go. Now, it means that crime can only strive when aided by institution. How? When an institution is not properly financed. A situation where a sergeant in Nigerian police salary is not up to 120,000. With 3 children in different institutions, he will transport to the working place. He will want to at least buy 1 bottle or 2 bottles of beer per week to take care of himself, to at least relax himself of stress. of moving up and down. So automatically, it means that such a person will look for alternative means to survive. Then lastly, in that same angle, a situation whereby the agency, not the institution, does not encourage those that has passion for the work. You are bringing people in based on whom they know, and some who actually bought the job. Tell me a situation where I bought a job with 2 million. The first thing I will do is look for every reasonable means to get that money back. And which, for me to do that, I must pave way for criminals. That also aids crime. So, in a nutshell, crime, like I said, is aided, is influential, not a character, and not an attitude.
Now, with the fact that I said it's aided and it's influential, it's not an attitude. Now, don't you think that, okay, people will say that with the current unemployment rate that we have in the country, it's like the major excuse for people to commit crimes and all of that. Now, don't you think that there should be a place of moral and which should like overcome the basis of influence?
Now, the place of moral. Before now, when you were young, you don't leave the house anyhow. Definitely. Your mom must ask you, where are you going? Today, how many parents ask their children, where are you going to? Then who is meant to inculcate that moral? From the parental angle, parent has lost it. From the religious angle, pastors, imam, has lost it. A child of 15, 16, 17 years, who is not even yet a graduate, want to use the most expensive car. Today. A young lady who is not up to 20, she has not even gone to service. She's already looking for a means to use the same car that a young woman who has been working for the past 25 years is riding. With such woman, being a civil servant, can actually collect loan to buy such a car. But a young lady of 20 want to buy that car now. Before now, you cannot just go back home with any expensive thing. Your parents must ask you. But today, how many parents ask their children, who owns this car that you brought home? So the place of moral that you brought in, those meant to inculcate that same moral are aiding it.
Because definitely, I personally don't think that, and I'm sure so many people also think about it like that way, that unemployment should not just be like
the basis, of crime. But crime. Then we must also get it from this dimension that most of us went to school to have theory of education, no practical aspect of education. So we ended up having the certificate in paper, not the knowledge for action, not the knowledge to exhibit, not knowledge to practicalize. So now, why 80% of the graduates who now see crime as the only means to strive and survive is because when they went to school, they only went to school to get the certificate, not the practical knowledge. So these are the set of youth we have as of today in this country. I don't know if you are aware, some institutions are already complaining that a child who has A in English, A in maths, A in physics, A in chemistry cannot even correctly write about themselves.
So how did they get all of that?
How did they get all of that? This decadence comes from home. A lot of parents pay for special center for their children to get certificate. So all this must be considered, that most of the graduates we are having today does not have what to offer in terms of practical. They only have the theory, which means they are looking for the most easiest way to make it in life. And the Nigerian government must come on board, firstly, to reveal our curriculum, our educational curriculum. A lot of persons studied agriculture in school, but most of them are not ready to practicalize what they are studying.
No,
Some are already going into music. Some are already going into acting. I know somebody who studied agriculture and the person is talking about going to work in media house. How come? How? How? So these are things that are uncalled for. Yeah. So the truth remains that, like I said, that criminal acts in the heart of humanity is not a character. It's not an attitude, but it is influential. So until the government now look inward, number one, what are those things that attract the young ones into crime? What should we do to avert it? That is the prevention.
We are still going to talk more on the government's
aspect,
but still on the prevention. Now, there was a few months back, there was this recent law and enforcement of the Okada ban here in Lagos, and I think it was for to curb accidents and also to prevent crime.
Yes, this snatching of phone and all that.
Snatching of phone, yes, definitely. Though there are some people that agree to the fact that yes, that was a very good move. Still, some were like, no, they should bring back our Okada because it's like one of the easiest and fastest means of transportation here in Lagos. Now, do you think that this was a very good move to curb crime? Do you think it was like the one of the best ways that the government could have curbed crime?
Now the truth is that crime can be committed in diverse ways.
Definitely.
Even vehicular. In terms of vehicle, a lot of crimes are being perpetrated inside vehicle. Even the marua, the keke nape.
A lot.
You see, a situation whereby a young lady will enter first, somebody will come from the other side seat, somebody will come from this side, made her to be in the middle. And somebody will bring out a gun and said, come, if you talk, you are in trouble. Because of the fear in the heart and the mind of such a young lady, she will not say anything.
Yes.
Now, at the end of the day, such a lady ends up being robbed of her valuables and properties. Now, coming from the angle of the Okada riders, I want us to understand that 80% of those that are into Okada riding are graduates. Now, if you are stopping them of Okada riding, what alternative have you provided put in place that will get them engaged? So before any decision that any government agency should make or government should make, there should have been a provision or grant that is an alternative means of sustaining such set of people. Now, one of the reasons why we are getting it right to holistically deal with crime is because even the government see the crime striving as a means to get more money. That is the truth. We cannot shy away from it. I've said it severally in different fora. Until our government stop aiding it, then we begin to get it right. Now, stopping Okada, has it really stopped crime in Lagos? Crime still strive on daily basis. So it means the Okada itself is not the problem. The problem is those in charge of decision making. Where is the role of the task force? Where is the role of the intelligence officers? Where is the role of the Nigerian police? We have the DMI, Directorate Military Intelligence in the Nigerian Army. We also have the CTU in the Civil Defense, Counter-Terrorism Department. Now, on this note, I must also bring your attention to this, that there will always be competition in the business market. for Marua or Keke Napep to strive in Lagos, there was need to ban Okada. Take it or not, that is the truth. Take it or not, that is the truth. At a point in time in Niger State, some part of Niger, Okada was banned. Now, you know, for those that have needed to sell it out in cheaper rate, you know, Keke Napep strived,
yes,
you know,
yes,
and
yes.
people, Keke Napep before now was about 250,000, but as of today, you hear 1 point something million.
Yes.
You understand? Now, the point is this, that the same crime that people use Okada to perpetrate is the same crime they are using Keke Napep to perpetrate. So what we are saying is that there is need for profiling. The government agency set up a particular unit in every junction, in every area where Okada riders are. There should be somebody who coordinates them. There should be some set of security agencies that come to vent their activities. The one that they are not properly clear of, such a person should be placed where he's supposed to be.
All right, still talking about the crime rates, definitely crime perpetration is a wake-up call for people. You know, when it comes to security, people are not safe when crime is
when crime strikes.
When crime strikes in the society. Now, what strategies do you think can be put in place to reduce the crime rate? When we talk about crime, crime can be anything. It can be abortion. It's not just theft. It's not just kidnapping and all of that. It's divided into several ways.
It's an advanced.
Yes, definitely. So what do you think? What strategies do you think can be put in place to reduce crime rates in the country?
The first of all, the government should look beyond police being in charge of internal security. The government should now look inward to localize security. Localize security in the sense that the king, the chiefs, the community leaders should be held responsible of any insecurity within their territory. Now, when that is done, every king, every chiefs knows the bad children within their community. What will they now do? To now engage the parents of those that are found wanting. Talk to your children. So, it will be easier for the government to succeed in terms of dealing with crime locally. And if crime is dealt with community based, nationwide, we have succeeded in dealing with crime. So all the government need to do, let there be a security allowance to the kings. Let there be security allowance to the chiefs. There are some states where they have community youth leaders. Let there be an allowance to the community youth leader. Give such a person 6 months. He will fetch out all the criminals within their territory. You see, the government should begin to look inward on giving enumeration and encouragement to those in local communities to help them to fight crime. If that is done, I'm telling you, insecurity is dead on arrival. That is one. Then two, when we now talk about job, everybody cannot work in government parastatals. Agriculture at the level of Southwest was what was used to build most of the existing road in the Southwest as of today. Let government encourage farming. In fact, from a sincere mind. cassava, palm tree. In fact, from cassava, you know we can get gas.
Yes.
We can get flour.
Yeah.
We can get gari. We can get starch. If the government should create a department in the Ministry of, in fact, they have it in the Ministry of Agriculture. But the truth is this, that 80% of those that are there are quacks. They have certificate, they don't have the practical. That is the truth. So now the government should now look inward, visit these ministries, give them tests. I don't know if you are aware, just 2 days ago, about 65% failed the PAMSEC exam.
Yeah.
That was so the question now is, what have they been doing?
What have they been doing? Exactly.
So that means they are not professionals.
So that means the government needs
Yes.
to at least
There
keep
must
on
be
checking.
upgradement.
Yes,
So
yes.
there must be upgradement.
It's not just about leaving these people for a very long time and all of that.
So,
now, still on security.
the prevention, let me round up with one.
Okay.
Let me round up with one. So far, so good. In the history of this country, the Nigerian government has never deemed it fit as government, for once, to say, let us bring 10 youth leaders in all the states together. Let us even seek their opinion on what to do to end insecurity. The government has not done it for once. We've been clamoring, government, do it now. We don't know why they are afraid. It is meant to solve problem. So listen to it is not enough arresting and sending to prison. Most of the criminals that have been arrested and sent to prison, they come back to be worse criminals.
To be worse, exactly.
So now, it is so. Let us sit down together and discuss. Let the IG be on seat. Let the director of DSSS be on seat. Let the CG, Civil Defense, let them be on seat. NNC, immigration, and others. Let us sit down. Youth, how do you think we can collectively come together? So, as part of the prevention measure, the government should create a youth, should I call it department? Or should I call it an organ? Not a body that will bring the youth together. And a kind of
like a mouthpiece.
Thank you. Yeah. What do you think we can do in Lagos to bring lasting solutions to criminal activities? Who are those that commit this crime? How can we get them? Where are they?
Our time is really fast spent. But lastly, very quickly, now, so on the security measures, do you think that the Amotekun are giving the necessary privilege to do what they're supposed to do? Like, they are giving the necessary attention?
I want to commend the Southwest governors for the concept of Amotekun. I was one of those who stood, and we also put up letter, we spoke, we were on air, we wrote, we did a lot of things for the succession of Amotekun. My dear, I must tell you, without any fear, if not for Amotekun, most of us would have run out of Southwest. If not for Amotekun in Southwest, for example, Ondo, Ekiti, Osun, Oyo, if not for Amotekun, the criminals are successfully brought down the standard of insecurity in the state. Even the police could not cope them, the army could not cope them anymore. If not for the intervention of Amotekun. So, for the fact that the federal government has not officially enacted and accepted Amotekun as a federal government property, and the state government keep funding it, we are commending them. We are asking state government to push more funds into Amotekun. And in same vein, commending the commander of Amotekun Ondo State, that man, if not for him, kidnappers have successfully taken over Akoko land. Owo, or say going to Benin, kidnappers have taken over those territories, if not for the help of Amotekun. So we are commending them and we are telling the state governors, please, they should increase their budgets. Let them have more manpower to be able to function more better. And in the same vein, we must also say it generally that Nigerian police has shortage of manpower. In this country, Nigerian police is not up to 400,000.
Wow.
If Nigerian police has about 1.5 million personnel, it is not a crime. This country has that financial muscle to take care of it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was so nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm sure we were able to talk about so many things. We were able to bring so many points up. So it's nice to have you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. All right. So that's all we have on the interview segment. Now over to the studio. Thank you.